stuck on something. Part of the oh, okay, never mind. My audio was going out. Part of the issue I think LGD was looking down was if you have 3 cores in the Brood, the Wind Ranger, and the Monkey, who all need to right-click enemies, does like Anchor Smash, a Mobile Storm, a Pugna Decrep, and
Reactive Taser.
Yeah, Taser kind of just have too much value for Liquid.
Okay.
Like maybe they felt like that was just overkill, right? And they wanted some more scaling spell damage. Another vehicle to lock down the Tide Hunter in the Black Hole that is uncounterable here in theory by Liquid.
Sure.
Like decrepping someone in Black Hole or tasering the Black Hole is not nearly as good here. So you're splitting some of the burden in terms of damage output from LGD. That part I think is a cool concept that was they were going for. But I do think the draft with the Monkey looked a lot stronger and just overall better lanes and better setup. So we'll see if they can make the Enigma pick work. It was very last pick here. So you gotta have some faith in it. miCKe's gonna take a bunch of damage, but First Blood did go the way of Nisha, and that is a very good hero for Liquid to get it on, as the Storm is already storming ahead of NothingToSay. A familiar sight as he got 4 runes last game. Once more NTS, the responsibility is back on your shoulders to step up, my friend.
Yeah, 3 bounty runes too.
Yep, that doesn't hurt.
Yeah, so it's pretty much, if anything, this is worse than last game.
For NTS,
yeah, for NTS specifically, it is a worse situation than any of these series. So he's going to have to do the biggest step up he has had to do.
Honestly, one of the factors also might have been that you played Enigma yesterday, right? And went ham sandwich. Like, he carried the hell out of that game. He was highest net worth for a lot of the game. He went Helmet Dominator, Pipe, Blink, Greaves. So he had the similar aura bind that LGD are looking for, but it gives you extra tower taking early on and some extra scale in the Black Hole that doesn't have good answers here from Liquid. So maybe LGD just have insane confidence in using Enigma. They're like, maybe they've won 10 scrims with it too, and they're like, oh, we got a great Enigma pick and a great Enigma game. Like, we're going to take that over some slightly better carry, whereas Shiro is still going to carry things with the Brood. And I think the Brood carry might be good versus the Bloodseeker in the late game. I
like the trade-off of your own sustain.
Yeah, like maybe you can match him. I'd say that dubiously because I don't know if anybody really matches Bloodseeker in the late game in terms of like Blood Rage with Blood Mist, with Thirst, with the extra barrier, like Abyssal and all that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Brood is just going to toe-to-toe win versus the Bloodseeker. I don't think almost anything does, but you might be able to do pretty well in the mid-game and like do early Roshans and take it to him with some extra Insatiable Hunger.
Yeah. Self going to be used here. This is a pretty annoying harass lane that you got going on here. Gush into techies, so miCKe is going to be powered up a lot of the times, which means easier to kill those Eidolons like they were talking about on the panel.
Yeah, I knew he was going to have to watch them. And Liquid, I mean, like you said, they got 3 runes, they got First Blood, they're already ahead in 3 lanes. If you can power up the Thirst, it's just going to continue to make it stronger. If you can get stacks up for the Tide, that's kind of the final piece of the puzzle here, and you're just going to be free farming if you're Liquid, which means you're setting yourselves up for a very good position to snowball with the Storm Spirit. Just play through him. You have Pugna Storm. Got to remember that that strategy is still completely online for Liquid and not dealt with too much here by LGD outside of, okay, you have the Silencer counter that we've seen a lot. But the rest of their heroes are not great at dealing with Storm's mobility in the mid-game until maybe Brood disables come out or you somehow get to the Gleipnir on NTS, I guess, would be like you could rush it.
Yeah, this is, that duo is super concerning when you win lane so hard. Shiro, yeah, he's going to be caught by the blast off here. Had a fair amount of heal, turns her back around the extra bit of lifesteal, can trade hits okay. He's pretty much going even while doing damage to Liquid, so.
Yeah, but that Thirst powering up miCKe on the other side.
True. And look at all those Eidolon kills. Whew. iNSaNiA just raking in the gold, man. He's got 11 CS. I'm sure all of it is Eidolons. Planet.
Up.
He's going to die here. Glimpse back. Is that going to be enough? It is. Enough to separate the two of them. Yu's going to take a lot of damage, though, now as miCKe goes for that one. iNSaNiA is low. iNSaNiA is going to get the kill on Planet and walk off the blood grenade. No problem.
He just had a bunch of regen fly in. So iNSaNiA is owning this lane as Liquid are winning all 3 here heavily in the early game of game number 3, turning it up a notch and abusing LGD in their weakness. this is what, I think if it happened game 2, they win that game, but LGD were able to stem the bleeding by playing through the Brood. They can play through the Enigma in a similar fashion a little bit, but I think it's definitely harder. Shiro comes on slower, his ult timing is not as good. It's a way more cooldown dependent hero. I don't know how much the Helmet Dominator is going to do for New in this game either. Like, if you can force the Bloodseeker off the lane, maybe you're happy, but can you transition into anything more?
Shiro might be in trouble again. This time he doesn't have those magic wand stacks. He's cutting through the trees.
Trying to turn with level 2 and Hunger.
He's going to turn the heal. It's outdoing it. Now he has to fight Zai, though. boxi gets far enough away. The Sticky Bomb's going to latch, and I don't think he's going to out-heal this.
Nope. Another kill for Liquid as they continue the shutout here. This is why the pre-lanes matter a lot. They just set themselves up well, taking full advantage of it. It's going to be that hammer for Zai. So if you start bleeding more kills down here, suddenly this Tide's going to be taking your Brood's tower. Yu is not doing much better.
They fight miCKe underneath the tower. Planet opting to go for the later glimpse to be able to get the turnaround kill, but not even that's going to happen, actually. miCKe is going to commit to save him from the tower hits. Very smart, and miCKe should be able to get the last hits now to heal back up.
Man, Liquid destroying this laning phase. Absolutely taking it to LGD here. This is the biggest lead you've seen by far in this series. 3K at 5 minutes. That is significant, especially when it's a last pick Enigma who's just straight up feeding on the lane.
Yeah, he's giving away a lot of Eidolons.
A lot of XP on top of the Eidolons, the kills. iNSaNiA's 4.5. This is ridiculous. You gotta stop this somehow. Who's gonna stop it?
Well, it's going to come down to NothingToSay once again, and very important to be able to secure power runes for him. They're going to go for the top one, and NothingToSay does get it. It's going to be shield rune, and he's going to use his first focus fire of the game to shoot down iNSaNiA, though maybe a trade-off here is why. Nope, they have a disruptor. Planet was also here, so Nisha quickly skedaddles.
I guess it'll fall back to NTS, right? Make some plays on the map, get his supports back in this game. The responsibility goes back. The responsibility got, and LGD 3-man mid at a good time, get a little kill out of it, but that's a big skeleton to take down as he was doing a lot of work top end with decently high level. And now they're going to rotate 2 heroes top. I don't know if miCKe expects this move, with no ult on NTS.
Yeah, no focus fire, but just a shackle shot plus some damage might be enough. miCKe's trying to heal his way to victory here, but a glimpse back will ensure his demise.
Nice rotation. They're really bailing out this lane. Like, that is so much extra XP for New he was not going to find anywhere else. As well as bringing Planet some more, too. They're going to go gobble up a Wisdom Rune and NTS straight back to mid. Doesn't even miss too many creeps here. Pretty efficient rotation. Gets both ranges. He is having a decent recovery of a game here for his team. When LGD needs somebody to step up, it has been him.
Time and time again.
The other thing is you're bringing attention from Liquid away from just that static lane phase that was working so well for them.
Sure, yeah.
Now you had the Pugna die once. boxi didn't find Shiro again bottom as the Brood has survived to level 6 down here and got a bunch of solo XP. So these other little things are also catching up for LGD. That 3K lead down to 1, just like that. A couple win range rotations.
And the first bit of spiders are going to come out. Not something that you can really use aggressively against the Tidehunter, but you can do things like just farm up a bunch of neutrals, cut waves against him. There's ways to play around it.
It just increases your farm rate, increases your presence. There was a world where carry Broods are
blast off an 8-minute power rune, only hitting NothingToSay. He's going to turn around quickly with the focus fire and blast down the techies. He will similarly die, though, as Nisha able to do far too much damage. They get a 2-for-1 trade-off.
That rune contest not going how LG wanted it, as Liquid finally bring everybody. And the perfect rune for the blue boy, the blue DD.
Yeah, a double damage because he doesn't need a regen, doesn't need an arcane rune when he's got a Pugna behind him.
You don't need anything when you just slap somebody down for 200 a pop.
That's true, and he's going to try it again here. Make his first rotation of the game down to bottom, where Shiro is currently farming away.
They can kill the Brood with the Ravage into the Hammer plus the Storm follow-up. If they hit this move, it's really nice for Nisha. Either way, they're going to get a lot of tower damage because his Pugna's so high level, he's just been running around blasting stuff. Already has Arcane Boots up. So again, a very fast game from iNSaNiA. Showing up today for sure. Putting in some work with the laning phases in the early game. giving some momentum to Liquid, which they'll turn around and turn into objectives here. An extra gold for the Storm.
One thing I like about this, I've noticed, is that whenever I see the carry Broodmother, I don't think you really care too much when your safe lane tower dies, right? Because Broodmother takes over and pushes out the lane so well anyway, that I don't feel like it's as big of a loss for compared to many other carries.
Definitely not the worst. I remember that game we saw Ramses play this, and he lost his tower pretty early, and then he was just highest net worth anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the hero can definitely just find the jungle no matter what. There's a tide down here, though. It's going to be a lot of space for Zai, and if Zai starts taking camps away from Shiro, then you're in trouble. Quick little suck into the leaf, and you're gone.
This duo is getting a lot done now. iNSaNiA Pugna plus Nisha Storm Spirit comboing up to get kills and keep looking. Never running out of resources.
And you know what?
Power Rune? Ooh, it's bottom.
Yu has decided this game is not going to be a fast game for LGD.
He went backhand to Midas.
He is going for the Midas. That is right. He has given up on his Helm of Dominator push dreams. This Midas isn't too greedy, though.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a Meteor Hammer Tidehunter pushing away your towers. He's going to go mid now.
This is just going to be an undefendable tower for LGD, I think.
Yeah.
And the problem now is, okay, the Brood can suck up some of the space, but Liquid are going to have a lot of room to play with this Storm Pugna combo. And you don't have a lot of heroes that naturally want to clump this early for LGD.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
This feels like it's Nisha's game to run away with if Liquid can continue to find the momentum.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower
Just combine the Pugna with the Storm, keep getting pickoffs. There's another instant smoke up. They're probably looking for New up here. Even if they just kick him out of the area, this tier 1 is still up for miCKe. It's going to be more farm for him as all 3 Liquid cores pull ahead a lot in the last few minutes here and re-extend that lead.
Go for the tower last hit. miCKe snags a deny. So finally, PSG.LGD is able to take that tower, but they don't even get the full bounty for it. Just could feel quite bad. And once again,
move though.
Yeah, there is a painful window here where you just don't have level 6s on your support.
Nope.
They're even smoking up without those level 6s.
I mean, they run the Storm. Yeah. So what are you doing?
Yeah.
That just feels terrible for LGD. So they read the Nisha move well, but then they kind of just ran into it anyway. A little awkward. If you have global there, you can just global.
Yeah, if you have static storm there, you could just static storm.
True.
Got neither.
Instead, they'll have to settle for the Midas flying out to New and backing him up here. Try and invade deeper into Liquid's jungle. Damn, if they aren't finding a lot of farm right now. And their support's continuing to farm up the waves as well. Both have the level 6 already online. Static Storm up for playing it now, but a little too late. You just don't have the tier 1s to operate around anymore. This is where Wind Ranger kind of suffers compared to a lot of other mids because she can't farm jungle as efficiently.
Sure.
Like, if NTS is not involved in the fights, involved in some pickoffs, getting power runes, you're just going to fall behind, at least during this period. That Gleipnir is going to be very long, far away, like a dream.
3-7, 5,000 net worth lead. I'm not going to touch that
Yeah,
one.
oh, you didn't want to? Okay, fine.
Trying to work towards that Echo Saber on the Shiro Broodmother, but it gotta get spotted. Oh, they know he went left. Nisha thought about following him here, but I think they've got a successful scan on somebody. It's why. Spot him out with the Meteor Hammer hidden in the way in the trees. Still not level 6. 5.5. Massive difference between the support levels here.
Dire's top tower.
The Wind Ranger is not doing what that Primal did in game 2. That is for sure. NTS is not able to just drag his supports back in this game single-handedly, at least completely. So it'll have to be up to LGD to find farm on their cores while Liquid continue to just out-efficiency them on the map and put their kill threat to the test here with the Pugna Storm continuing to power up. Witchblade done. Single target damage is significant. And the hammer is still going to work. Just not a lot of room to go here. So the lead has been stagnated.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, a little bit. But I feel like that's only because Liquid isn't able to take more towers just yet. Or other objectives. Roshan is always on the table for them, I think. May not have the best team at doing it, but it feels like they're far enough ahead.
I mean, let's say this game stays like this for 10 more minutes. Are you confident in LG's position?
I think so, yeah. I mean, that'll be the time we get BKB on you, so that's pretty massive. We do have level 6 on the supports.
That could be what LGD are thinking. We're a little bit behind, but in 10 minutes, if we're still the same little bit behind, do we care? If we have BKB Brood, BKB Enigma, Blavner Wind Ranger?
Yeah, but you can't keep the status quo, I don't think.
Well, what happened in
Liquid's
game two?
Liquid's gonna do more.
Really? What happened in game 2?
What happened in game 2 is NothingToSay actively went out and shut down Liquid. I feel like
if Liquid give up some key pickoffs.
Yeah, Zai might be one of them here. Ravage is going to be used, hitting all 4 heroes, but they're going to keep chasing after him. I feel like that was not a great Ravage, to be honest. It hit a lot of heroes, but you are in there deep, Zai. You are next to your tier 2. I don't think you're getting away from that kind of chase.
The only reason I bring up that type of concept is because I feel like what happened in game 2 is something I would like. You'd have to sit down and watch the replay to figure out why Liquid ran out of gas in that game. But I'm not gonna lie, I feel a slightly similar thing happening here. Where like Liquid had this lead out of lanes, and LGD are just kind of stalling it, and the Storm is not continuing to build the momentum. Nisha's still in a great position. He's still 4-0. He's building towards BKB. But I'm just looking at LGD climbing this ladder. It's not like a lot of those other Liquid games we saw where they were dominant in the group, where they just ran away.
Sure. Yeah.
So LG they're pretty good at stalling out this map, putting up a brick wall, not giving you a lot of openings. It's one of the strengths of this team. And I wonder if Liquid are just having troubles pushing through that right now. Because normally I feel like they would just be up 10K right now and like, all right, this game is over.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with their next round of items. Double supports, Global Silence instantly being used. Can they get the punish here? Static Storm, a lot of damage, but a lot of tankiness on this guy. They can't actually kill him. Decrepify is going to be used. Mew trying to catch up. More mines going off, maybe, but not quite good enough. A black hole onto miCKe, but Nisha zips through him to get the kill, and miCKe lives as a result. What a turnaround there from Nisha. Shiro's here to try and get some sort of cleanup, but it's 4 heroes dead, and Liquid, well, they hit their timing now. They've got a pipe on the Tidehunter. They're gonna get that BKB thanks to that team fight from Nisha. I don't think Liquid's gonna get stalled out. Yeah.
If LGD brought everybody to that can go an entirely different way, but Liquid just outnumbered them at the start. And you have to preemptively throw the global because Nisha forced the fight. He's way too tanky to go down. The reinforcements from LGD not there in time, and the heals come through. This Pugna is a big problem in this game if you cannot kill the hero during the global duration.
Yeah. And that for me was the big difference between this game and like the pickoff they got on Zai. LGD was getting kills on Liquid's side of the map. Whereas here, I think the only kills they can really get a lot of times is reacting to what Liquid does.
There's some truth in that, for sure. And it's going to be a lot of space for Liquid because of that. And we saw the tip come out for Zai. That was a,
Zai tip?
Zai got tipped.
Oh.
Nisha tipped him, saying, yo, happy to win that fight without you, brother. Hope you're enjoying the free farm bottom. Zai said, yes, I am. Thank you. Very quiet down here.
I thought you said that Zai tipped somebody. I was like, damn.
That's what I'm saying. That was a fight that Liquid didn't have Ravage, didn't have their pipe at.
Yeah.
That looks even worse for LGD if the support is there to bail out the Storm. And once Storm has BKB, that's a big problem for LGD.
Yeah.
Your Static Storm is gone. Your Silencer is potentially gone. I'm worried about these supports for LGD having impact in the game versus what Nisha has been able to create here. This fight is so close. This is one of those like series determining fights, right? You get a couple hundred HP and damage either way. That looks very different. Little things adding up, little runes, little kills.
The Pugna isn't there with the Decrepify, the heals against the focus fire of the Wind Ranger. We kind of saw what you were talking about, like if all of your damage is forced on attacking somebody against this much that can stop that. Anchor Smash, Decrepify.
It feels real bad, because then you just have to push towards nullifiers. You don't want to be so dependent on nullifier.
Yeah.
LGD, they fall farther behind here as I guess their hopes and dreams for a TI through this upper bracket are now on a BKB Enigma. Doesn't even have Blink yet.
Yeah, Neo's going to have to do something fantastical to be able to turn this one around, I think.
He's their only BKB answer, too. what else is stopping Storm and Bloodseeker in this fight? I'm not seeing it. And it's not that easy to catch a Storm in a BKB black hole. That is... You kind of just got to be like a psychopath and throw it and hope it hits.
Well, he'll have a chance to do that again here in 5 seconds as it comes back up. Shiro running out of space. Shiro might get caught by this smoke gang. Shiro needs some trouble. Global silence, but he can't out-heal the damage being done.
His BKB was flying out. That is a perfectly timed smoke for Liquid here as they find the carry before his defensive item. LGD continuing to get routed on this map. This is the type of momentum I was expecting from Liquid earlier that I guess just took them a little longer to find the items and sustain to look for it, but now that they're finding it, this is where their lineup shines. Because there isn't the control for the Storm. It's a zero-death game for Nisha right now. And he has a lot of heals and support behind him. Aggressive Tormentor Steel. Jarred for the Pugna. Keep hammering the towers, man. There's been a lot of building damage coming out from Zai.
Yeah, he just keeps on planting himself in front of LGD. And LGD were supposed to have, like, kind of the teamfight answers to the Tidehunter, right? You have 2 different disables that you can put on the Tide that he can't just, you know, crack and shell off and get off Ravage, right? The Black Hole and the Static Storm.
But where has it been? The interactions are not there.
Yeah, the interactions aren't there because I also feel like maybe the damage isn't there.
Yeah, does he die in a Static Storm?
Yeah, I don't think so. Not with, like, the build-up
what about this
Say has.
The gate technology.
Yeah, but he's got a BKB, so they have to lead out with a stun. They cannot Static Storm him.
Got a Shackle in here?
Let's get close. Ooh. Shackle first, landed, and Black Hole. Great kill.
Get the hell out.
yeah. Move.
Yeah, you out of there, boys. Good luck. Well, the gates continue to pay off for LGD. That has been the one thing working.
TP on him in immediately. Jump out from Nisha. Nothing to say. Locks him down, and Shackle shot. Gets out of there with the wind run. Doesn't get out of there. The Ravage to follow it up, and Nisha commits all his mana for this one, but it's well worth it. They're going to bring down 2.
Yeah, he had shield rune on top of the suck here, and that's just too easy of an initiation for Zai. And miCKe now tips Nisha back. These guys are having a ball.
LGD apparently a little bit too certain that Liquid was going to move up to top lane. A very aggressive TP back from NothingToSay. Didn't TP himself like behind the tower or anything.
I think underestimating how much Liquid are just going to dive in there when they know there's no black hole, there's no turnaround, there's no way the Brood's there.
Yeah.
Like, you can't show an aggressive win run like that, too. Your win run's out, you're dead in this fight. Misstep by NTS will cost LGD another objective as a tier 2 falls to the hammer.
I'll take that.
That is slowly crushing their dreams here.
Literally hammering away at their base bit by bit, and now they're going to turn their attention towards Roshan. And LGD, not a Rosh they can contest.
No. At this point, you might just be praying for late game disruptor ags or something. I don't even know. It's looking rough because the timing with this Rosh is going to be really strong. You have the pipe from the Tide, Glimmer, Pugna heals, Greaves on boxi. Liquid is really gearing up to push this advantage. I mean, they can go high ground really easily in this game with the amount of sustain they have and the lack of hope for LGD. The only thing you're really worried about is disengaging and getting glimpsed back. But if you never have to disengage, what are you really worried about?
Sure. That's pretty interesting. I mean, well, I guess it's techies. What else are you going to build? I was just thinking, like, that you've got a utility Tidehunter and you like auras on your support as well with the Greaves on techies. Like, that is a huge team fight window right there, 25 minutes. You've doubled down on those items.
The 5v5 is absolutely favorable for Liquid right now.
This is a lot of magic damage that NothingToSay can do nothing about.
Let's run down here.
And miCKe unlikely to use his BKB for that.
A very quiet game from Shiro as Nisha will run into London's ancient camp and kill some spiders. He has not found much action with this Brood. 1 assist. 24 minutes here.
Not going Harpoon, goes straight for the Nullifier.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Feel like that's a bad sign.
It is definitely a bad sign. Still needs Shard at some point too.
Yeah.
LG just lacking the critical items to be able to punch through this Tidehunter. And now he's a big problem. Going to go Halberd as well. Extra disarm here for the Wind Ranger, for the Brood. It's just coming down to big BKB blink black holes, I guess. That is what you're fighting for here if you're LGD. And if you're Liquid, you just don't need to clump. Don't give it to him. Continue to farm up. Push into like 3rd, 4th item territory on your Storm, your Bloodseeker. Then you should be confident taking the fight even into the Aegis with maybe that second Roshan.
Yeah, and you felt confident about Liquid's late game. Just the potential of the Bloodseeker to be able to power through everything else.
I think he has a good shot. Like, the black hole is really the only dissuading factor here. Maybe an Ags Disruptor, but that is so damn far away. I'm not even considering it. LGD have to find something. You cannot just turtle this game out. Have a look for this BKB black hole. Do they want the watermelon? The juicy one.
Yeah, do they want this Storm Spear with an Aegis? Neither target feels great.
I mean, when no targets feel great, you're in trouble. LGD finds nothing off this high ground ward.
Yeah, it just kind of means that they're going to have to wait for a 2 or 3 man go if one single hero is not good enough.
Well, 2.5 minutes left on this Aegis. You're just going to continue to give up gold here. You're farming like 2 camps right now. Feels really bad for Shiro.
It's not going to be a fast nullifier, that's for sure. Evans Halberd now done for the Tidehunter. That makes things a whole lot harder. Now your focus fire could be entirely countered, or maybe your Broodmother isn't able to get the sustain option out of the lifesteal. Either one is no bueno for you if you're LGD.
Huge jump by Nisha.
Yeah, that's a bit of a commitment, but you know, it works.
Saw him on the D-ward, I guess, and pulled the trigger. Knows he still has Aegis for a minute 30 here. Not much threat. Wind Ranger pick did not shut down the Storm in the way that LGD envisioned. Support's got 2 gimped off the lane stage. Their level's too far behind. Liquid just ran away with it, and now that high ground siege has come a knocking at your door, and your door has been kicked down and is gone.
What are they knocking on?
Air.
Well, that's more terrifying than anything else. How are they doing that? They're just hitting the buildings, and PSG.LGD trying to formulate a response.
Nullifier is
stall for a minute.
I guess you can all in on a hero, but you have to wait this Aegis out. Their lineup is terrible against Aegis.
Yeah, and they're losing a melee barracks fast. They have to give it up.
Oh, the Storm Spirit Siege. Not one we see often, but it works out here for Liquid as this is what I kind of thought their lineup was designed to do last game, but to get it done here, make up for their sins, and pull ahead to 20k lead at 27 minutes here. Ridiculous amount of gold. Boxi is almost ahead of New. A Midas Enigma getting outfarmed by Squeeze.
Sip away, BKB had to be used by New. So he's trying to find a bit of extra farm because he knows one black hole is never going to be good enough. So he has to keep getting farm. He has to be out in the map. Needs to get a refresher.
Yeah, but that's a 70-second window where Liquid can push even more if they want to.
Yeah, absolutely. Though without Aegis, feel like maybe they're going to chill.
Yeah, no reason to. But now LGD can't make a move. Aegis expiring, and you have to play defensive even longer. What is this jump for? Oh, for the Aegis region.
What I miss?
Yeah, just throwing some mana around, seeing if he can fight, because they are right. NothingToSay is here farming this side of the map. He's just farming deeper than they expected. Now they have a scan on him. NothingToSay. Is he going to TP out in time? Oh, no, he's going to be found. NothingToSay. We'll try and fight back, but Nisha stands there. Thanks to the global silence. Oh, it wasn't enough. Mistimed it, right?
He TP'd late for sure.
Yeah.
Needs a TP right at the start. That did seem pretty short though.
Does he have Sanj?
I mean, he does have status with this, but
yeah,
I guess it ends up being just like 3.5 or something. So yeah, he did not have much window. He got basically instantly pop it together. That's a global down. That's a Wind Ranger down. Trying to get to BKB, will not get there.
It's a BKB down for the Broodmother.
Yeah, and Nisha is out of control. Absolutely 8-0 in this game. Looking at a Hex. That's just going to make the initiation's way too easy because you can lead with the Hex and follow up with the Ravage, or vice versa here. Especially if you take Silencer out at the start. What is there left in terms of counter initiation? Black hole.
Yeah, just about 0.2 or 3 too late.
I mean, even if you get him out here, it's not changing much. There's just not the type of map state you want. Damn European teams, map control.
I know, they're so annoying with it. They get control off the laning phase, then they take over the map. They safely get some Roshan, some Aegises to push your high ground. Don't throw away their lead. Sounds like a winning formula. In fact, it was a winning formula.
That's true.
For multiple majors.
I feel like they're all morphing into some giant abomination of like a Tundra OG hybrid. Just mashed together into a giant Western European ball of map efficiency death.
Where all the moves are charted out and they never make the wrong decision. LGD are going to have to make some hard decisions here. Where do you go? What do you do with your limited time? You can't just sit back and let Liquid take another Roshan.
I mean, if we've only seen one black hole this game, right? Or two, I guess. I mean, there was the one to kill the Bloodseeker solo.
Yeah.
That's like whatever.
And then the one attempted to kill the Bloodseeker, but failed.
This Enigma pick has not worked out at all for LGD. They had something else in vision, but it was definitely not this type of game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Full Octarine for boxi, why not? As they find new.
Fresh scythe, they global and glimpse, but it's not good enough. A BKB from Nisha will net him 2 kills. And with Muse, Enigma down, and Roshan being up, that is a free ticket for an Aegis and cheese for Liquid.
That's one of those skills where you're like, all right, guys, what do you want me to do? No?
Yeah. In fact, they're not even going to go back for Roshan.
Yeah, why not?
Straight to the high ground they go.
If Enigma's dead, there's no way LGD can do anything. It's pretty much that simple. Black hole's the only saving grace that maybe you land some huge one in. I don't think Liquid are going to give it to you this game either. They know it. There's no reason to clump. 30k lead. All of their cores are incredibly farmed. Even boxi. Their true 4th core here.
He's getting a lot out of it. Another building down. Oh, even the siege wagon almost able to finish up that range barracks. And Liquid backing away safely as the Enigma comes back up. Somebody will check the pit at some point. And then it's left with PSG.LGD. Do you have a smoke? Do you blind smoke out to the pit? Can they get the initiation around the pit?
You know, I think the saddest thing, the saddest thing about this game is even if LGD make a crazy smoke, they find like, let's say the best target possible. It's like Storm and Bloodseeker on each other for some reason.
Okay.
And Pugna, like iNSaNiA's computer breaks.
Yeah.
And they black hole them both. If you have buybacks for Liquid, do you even care?
Yeah, you have a tier 1 tower
like,
left in the off lane.
You just buy and come back. I mean, they don't have to save him, but they're going to find Zai. Okay.
Back into the Static Storm. They're going to try and all in the Tidehunter real quickly here, but the Scythe of Ice is going to stop a lot of the damage. BKB goes off a little bit.
You got 2 cores.
To say they have to black
That's a good one.
They get the Bloodseeker as well, but Nisha with this double damage put in serious work. Even as all the abilities go off successfully for PSG.LGD, it is easy cleanup for Liquid.
Not nearly enough damage on this Bloodseeker. I mean, you finish off the Tide, there's no Ravage. And then you're in trouble.
Didn't land the blast off either. That got sucked up in the black hole. GG is called.
Wow. Dominant game. Very dominant game. 6 kills for LGD in 33 minutes. They found apps.
Even in the series, they play the morphing, they win, they play the Storm Pugna. They're just so good on these type of strategies.
Also, this last pick, Enigma decided to go for like Midas and BKB build, which is like so passive, incredibly passive. Maybe thinking about as soon as they get to this blink BKB timing, they have no chance of like stopping black hole, but